Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Werewolf Rage Across New York. I am your storyteller, B. Dave Walters, and the name of today's episode is If I Had to Punish Every Blasphemy, I Would Have No Followers. Let's meet our Garu. Again, I'm going to go in the order that you all are on my screen, which may not be the order that you are on Twitch. So let us start with Diana.
Oh, hi. I am Diana. I'm playing Selena Marino, who is, let's see if I can get this right, a Hamid Arun Silverfang this evening.
Perfect. Fantastic. If those words don't make any sense to you just yet, stick with us. They will. The brightly haired, amazing Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm playing Zuffy, Lupus Theurge in the Black Furies.
And the equally magnificently haired Justice. Oh, Justice, can you hear me? Justice, can you hear me?
Yep, I'm back now. Sorry, my headphones were acting up, but I think I'm good now. Intros, sorry, I missed the whole first half.
Yes, sir, intros. We're to you with the intros.
I am Justice Hughes. I am known as Stash Mandu on all the socials, half the team at Bard and Barbarian. Tonight I am playing Spencer, a bit of a werewolf with Twitch, let's say.
Mason?
Yeah, hey everybody, my name is Mason Dula. Tonight I'm playing Jax, the Silver Fang Metis, Arun werewolf. He's a big dumb guy, but he has friends that help think for him.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't brain good, but it's all right.
Yeah.
He fight good.
Yeah, he fight good.
And last but certainly not least, May.
Hi there, I am Melee Damage, and I will be playing Tempest Sky, the Arun Hamid Stargazer. And yeah, she's an introspective girl.
I won't go into anyone's personal stuff, but I will say every single member of this cast overcame like huge obstacles and turbulence to be here, and they all would have been within their rights to have backed out tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in and being here. Second, as some of you know, I am in fact working on the new edition of Werewolf. That is not this. The game that we are playing here is based on the homebrew rules that I use on my Patreon server, largely created by Nick, aka Bearded Devil. Thank you. So please do not construe anything that you see here or hear me say as being indicative of what is coming in the new game. And also, if you're not familiar with Werewolf, that is fine because a significant portion of our cast isn't either. So we'll be explaining things as we go along here and telling our little story. Now, that being said, when last we met, you 5 young Garu had been summoned to Central Park for a meeting. There is, in fact, a very powerful cairn or place of power inside of Central Park. And on your way there, while traveling in the subway, Tempest and Spencer spotted an anomalous woman. It quickly became clear that the scent of the worm, the hated foe of all Garu, was on this woman. And after interacting with her, it became clear that she was carrying a bomb of some sort, but it wasn't clear where she was going. But Spencer and Tempest managed to get her off the train in the hopes of possibly detaining her or disarming her before she got to her destination. Jax, Zuffy, and Selena had all gone the above ground way to the park. And after, shall we call, a comedy of errors, meeting each other on the way to the cairn, revealed their full werewolf forms and some of their alternate forms to patrons in the park, which causes human beings to experience an existential terror known as the delirium. So the news feeds will be filled today with accounts of bears being loose inside of Central Park for a while, but nobody quite knows where they went. In the process of trying to stop this woman, it became clear that she was not human at all. as she had a hideously distended jaw and razor-sharp teeth, and it quickly became clear that whatever sort of explosive she had in her bag was at least partially mystical in nature. The divine spark of the totem cockroach came down upon both Tempest and on Spencer. In this game, the Garu, the werewolves, the tribes tend to have a certain totem spirit that they worship and that they serve. Cockroach is the totem spirit of the Glasswalkers. There is some crossover in this, of course, but it quickly became clear that a very powerful spirit was watching this with some interest and gave you all the opportunity to flee into the Umbra, which is the spirit world that parallels the physical world. Arguably, the realist world is in the Umbra. As Tempest and Spencer ran into the Umbra with this bomb, it became clear that the ambient spirits, especially the most negative and toxic spirits that live on both the emotional and physical pollution of New York City, were drawn to whatever the contents of this bag were, like blood to sharks. And it became clear that Spencer and Tempest might be overmatched. In the park, Jax, the best boy, was slammed and held down by a small woman in a dirty bowler hat. Jax is 10 foot, 700 pounds of werewolf, but this woman flung him around like he was nothing and basically told the three of you that you'd pissed her off, but you had something to do, that you were going to work this off. Shined a mirror in your eyes and sent each of you over into the Umbra yourselves, which, by the way, is not a thing that should have been possible, and yet she did it to you. The three of you also appeared to see these two strange Garu clearly doing battle with foes of Gaia, so there wasn't a lot of explanation necessary, especially for you, Jax, who saw your ancestors looking on proudly, and you all leapt into battle. In the process of, Cockroach intervened again and also made it possible for Spencer to extract a small glowing green crystal that just reeked of the worm's corruption out of the device. He also had managed to summon the bomb squad, the standard bomb response unit from the NYPD. So he knew that in the mortal world, there were cops and bomb squads and people that could handle this, and the bomb was shunted back over into the mortal world for them to deal with, but he kept that sickly green crystal. At the end, they're back in the subway, with Cockroach having manifested for you as a glowing 12-foot cockroach made expressly out of electricity and light. There was to tell you that you all had made him proud and that he was watching. And another group of clearly disheveled homeless people walked up, including that strange woman, and Cockroach said that you all would be under his protection and were not to be harmed, to which she said, well, then you all have got a fucking debt to work off, all right? And that is where we pick up our story, with the five of you in the subway, still in the Umbra, still with Cockroach before you, at the approach of these strange, dirty individuals, those of which Spencer and Tempest have not laid eyes on before this exact second.
I don't understand. What did we borrow? I'm gonna look at Mother Larissa, a little confused as to what debt we owe.
You know something, Biggins? I believe you don't know what debt you owe and that you are confused. Would someone like to explain it to him? Also, hey, sorry, Tech Wolf, and you kind of got this hippie hottie thing going on. I don't hate it. I got to tell you, I don't hate it. Unfortunately, you all are apparently a pack now. That makes their problem your problem.
Yay! Thanks for the help, guys.
I didn't do that. I didn't do anything. I did my thing. I don't
If you didn't do anything, maybe you should not be a part of the pack.
Well, hold on. We need kind of all the help we can get, Jax. This isn't.
But he said he didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, I did the thing. I disabled the thing, like it was kind of.
Yeah, he's more helpful than he's letting on.
We sort of need that.
Yeah, but I don't want to get drawn into anything. See, I find the problem, I tell the problem, and it goes away. Somebody else takes care of the problem. That's not a me thing. That's not a me thing.
But you took care of the problem.
Well, yeah, like this time I did, and I'm kind of a hero. It's no big deal. But but that's just this. That's a. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it a habit. Let's not make this a habit. Just let me.
Well, but wouldn't you prefer to be around your own kind instead of staring at a screen all day?
On a screen, I'm a god.
Oh, maybe you could help me then. I keep breaking my phone. I'm not sure why. As I nearly crush it in my hand, because I'm still in mine.
This time you notice, Jax, as you inadvertently squeeze on the phone as you're so accustomed to, it's the phone that Cockroach touched, and it doesn't break. And it's got that small cockroach symbol on the back of it now. And Cockroach crawls forward slightly, and he just says, Spencer, this is a golden opportunity to show them how we do things. You rose to the occasion, my boy. I know you will rise to it again.
Well, I can't refuse you. So, if you say that's the thing to do, then that's the thing to do. But I'm watching you all. I know all about you. I've got all of you. I've got you all. I've got your pictures. I know. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not here to twist your arm, buddy. If you want to go home, I won't be disappointed. But you got a chance here to make a difference for Gaia.
Can we go back to the part where you said you've been watching us? Because that's not okay.
Why not? You put it out there. I just find it. I didn't grab it. You just left it out there. You laid it out there for anybody to find. I just found it first. Right. That's what we do. That's what we do. Look, we got eyes everywhere. Right, Cockroach. Right. That's what we do.
And Cockroach just sorts of nods, but you see the woman says, oh, eyes everywhere. We're doing eyes everywhere. Okay, let's show them fucking eyes everywhere. And you see literally out of the shadows just hundreds of rats. They just basically appear. They're along the railings. They're along the subway platform. They're in every shadow. They're in every crevice. They're in possibly small places, all just looking at you. And she says,
I knew it.
She says, respect to Cockroach, of course, but Rat is the one that has eyes everywhere. And Cockroach turns and looks at her and is like, no need to get into a tail measuring contest. Why don't you just ask these heroes what it is you want them to do? I vouch for them. Which you all know, even you, Jax, in the depths of the way Jax sees the world. Which again, Jax, this has been a great day. I mean, just a great day. You too, Zeffy. This is working out better than you'd hoped, honestly. But you all realize the fact that Cockroach is saying he's vouching for you is major, especially you, Spencer, because Cockroach is sacred to you. The old woman takes a step forward and she says, all right. Let's just take this back one step. You and you, pointing at you, Tempest and Spencer, didn't set foot in the park. Arguably, you stopped it from getting blown up, but from what the kids tell me, she motions towards some of the rats. that twisted worm fucker wasn't even coming to Central Park until you guys brought her up topside. So I'm going to call that one a push. You three came into the park, fucking shifted in broad daylight in front of a playground. And now that's going to be my mess to clean up. But hey, you didn't eat anybody. You didn't eat anybody. No, Zuffy. And she does call you by your name, which you haven't told her before now.
Were we
She
supposed
literally-
to eat people? Is that why we're in trouble?
She grabs you by the muzzle, Zuffy, gently. You know, like when you're trying to get a dog to look at you. She's like, that was not good. You know what? And she reaches up and grabs your muzzle too, Jax. It has both of you. Goes, bad dog. Bad dog.
My ears droop.
I want to make a point that, like, from the moment the words "you are a pack" were uttered, I have been walking around while everyone else is having this conversation about the politics of all of this and everything. I have just been walking around like excitedly kind of leaning in to like sniff everyone and like kind of touch, like rub a little bit on each person. Like, I heard that we are a pack and I am into it. But yeah, at this like admonishment, I definitely like slouch a little and feel very put in my place.
She sort of lets go. And what does Zuffy look like in her wolf form, by the way? For those that might not have heard it before.
So in wolf form, Zuffy is very tawny and cream, but because of the Black Fury influence, she has black markings all along her muzzle and her face that get a tinge blacker every time she transforms. So it's more of the black hair is starting to grow in. She was, she's lupine, so she was originally a wolf. So those markings have just gotten more and more prominent over time from her kind of original creamish coloring.
When she sort of like lets go of you, it seems like you kind of got the point. And you too, Jax. She sort of motions towards one of the other guys that is with her. And you notice all of them, again, it is August in New York, so it's hot. But all of them are wearing a lot of layers. Their clothing, gloves, everything, hats pulled down. If anything, that makes them more conspicuous, not less. But one of them reaches into his coat and he pulls something out that looks like a piece of rolled up parchment. And he holds it out to Mother Larissa, who turns over and looks at you, and she goes, yeah, thanks, Spotlight, I appreciate it. Okay. And she just sort of takes a deep breath for a second, and she says, all right, cockroach vouched for you, so I'm going to show it to you. And you all see, when you get a little closer, this person that she just gave it to, that she called Spotlight, he's filthy. Like, he's unusually dirty, even for a person that is out on the streets. And his clothes are buttoned wrong, and it's just like layers of things that don't match. There's no logic to it. There's like a tank top is pulled over a sweater, a coat that is ripped on one side and then another one comes over it. He's just like a disheveled hodgepodge of clothing. And she looks at the parchment and she unrolls it slowly and she shows it to you. And it's a painting. It's a painting of the 5 of you, but very stylized. It looks like it is in a subway terminal. And there is a wolf that is surrounded by lightning that's vaguely in the form of a cockroach. There is a silver fang that towers so big that his head hits the roof, but his head is very small. There is another silver fang that is smaller, that looks vaguely bored, but her hands come out into the form of knives from each one. And there is a very happy wolf that is just like literally jumping through the air, like tail out hanging. And there is one more Garu that over the terminal over her, there's not lights, there is a starry sky. And she looks like she's very pensive and thinking about something. She looks at you all and says, "Stop me when you see someone you know."
Where did you get that? Where did that come from?
I never posed for that. I didn't pose for that.
She just sort of looks at the other two that are with her and looks back at you all, and she says, "It was foreseen. And now, here you are."
That's cool.
That's
So
unsettling.
someone's been following us. They've been watching us, and they painted this. That's what happened. Because
I
this
like
is
that.
not my usual crowd, if you
I
know
like
what I mean.
the big guy there.
Yeah, that looks like you, Jax.
That's what I look like?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that one was me.
Who did paint this?
She turns and looks at you, and she says, "One of our seers knew that you all was going to be coming. That's why I called you, because apparently today was the day, but I just called you to Central Park. You can't force these things, you know? They just have to happen."
Also, I'm pretty sure that somebody was taking that to an area where there was a lot of people. So it wasn't entirely our fault that it was headed to Central Park. She was headed somewhere with it.
Yeah, we saved the day. We saved the day.
Oh, yeah, of course you did. That's why we're having this pleasant conversation right now. And it's not less pleasant. And when she says less pleasant, her eyes turn into yellow wolf eyes.
So anyway, what is it that you need us to do?
Well, I think she needed us to stop the bomb, so I guess we're good to go.
No, there's more, Jax.
It's, you know, I like the clarity of your thinking, though. I do. Apparently, if the seers are to be believed, you all have some grand destiny. There's fate is woven all around you or something. I mean, I got to tell you, it got to take a lot to get Silver Fang ancestors to manifest in a subway, even if it is in the Umbra. So you kids must be special.
They don't just do that all the time for everybody.
I don't really believe in any of that, but sure.
I'll look directly at Zuffy and say, well, we're certainly very special.
Yeah.
She turns and looks at you when you say that, Tempest, and she says, "In my experience, there's no faster way to become a worthless fuck up than trying to chase some grand destiny. If it's meant for you, honey, it's gonna find you. Nobody would have thought that I would be the queen of Central Park, but here we are."
Right, the Queen of Central Park.
Okay, all right, okay. So you all don't know nothing. I knew you was young, but I didn't know you knew nothing. Okay, Central Park, there is a can there, and we have the Sept of the Green. You do know what a sept is, correct? They ruling body where we watch over the can and manage things. You all understand this, right? Someone's taught you something, yes?
Wait,
Did I look?
I know all this. I know all of it. I know all of it. I've got it.
I'm nodding, but I'm also looking over at Selena to make sure that this is.
The can at Central Park has been here longer than New York has been here, and Gaia willing will be here long after New York is gone. Right now, it is under the control of the Bone Nars, and the Bone Nars under the control of me. Therefore, I am the Queen of Central Park and the leader of the Sept of the Green.
Well, nice to
that's
meet
where
you.
we were going there.
You know, you're growing on me. You're growing on me. You're growing on me. I thought I wouldn't like you, but I do. I do. So,
mold grows. Mold will grow.
When you say that, some of you swear you hear snickering from some of the rats.
Don't talk about him like that.
Just saying. There's a lot of ways to think. Different perspectives.
She looks and she says, all right, I don't like leaving the park for too long, even though we're just a couple of blocks away. So I'm going to charge you all with a task.
Okay, that's fine. We gotta go. We got things to do. I got a place to be.
Hey, you don't want to be out on the other side right now anyway. It's crawling with bomb dogs. It's despicable. I hate it. They think they're doing a good thing coming through in their little vests, but they're slaves. They're fucking slaves. Why hasn't anybody told the bomb dogs they're slaves?
They seem to enjoy it.
Sorry, it is a point of some contention for me. Okay, you there, Spencer? I believe you extracted something from that device, did you not? I can smell its stink on you right now.
Yes, yeah, I did. It's yes, I did. That was me.
Come on, show it. Come on.
All right.
And he pulls out, which again, you all didn't get a good look at it before, a chunk of what looks like a glowing green crystal. It is sickly and nasty. Even without having to activate any of your senses, it absolutely reeks of the worm. Like, you feel like if you were able to pick up a chunk of uranium or something of the sort, but it's worse. It's not very big though, but it's awful. And she recoils slightly from it. And you even hear cockroach like,
I don't want it. It's kind of gross.
I'd like to activate Sense the Worm.
It's kaleidoscopic. Like it is difficult to state. Like it like blows your hair back. It's so worm tainted. You realize
yeah, that thing is really gross.
You realize, Tempest, even as you're looking at it, because you did sense the worm on the woman originally, and you got just a little bit, there must have been something to the bomb that was somehow like shielded somehow, just like radiation is shielded. Somehow the extent of the corruption was shielded also.
Oh, so you remember how I said the lady was gross? And I think it was worse than I thought. And something about that made it seem not as bad.
Yeah,
but
welcome.
That is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. That is filled with worm taint.
Yeah.
Is there like a place where I don't want to hold it? I don't want it. This isn't my thing.
They all sort of look at each other for a moment, and you all hear another voice that just says, I guess that means you're asking for my help. And out of the shadows, you all see a giant rat coalesce that is like made purely out of shadows. She's got little wispy bits of like trash and detritus just sort of like floating around her, like dust and chip bags and Coke cans. And as she comes out of the subway tunnel, you see the three bone gnarls very much kind of like stiffen a little bit and like bow their heads.
I will follow suit.
And you see like cockroach turns and looks at her, and you see he just sort of like moves to the side so she can come. And it is almost like a mist rolling in, as it seems like she's crawling low over the ground and comes up onto the subway platform. And like her nose comes and is like very close to you, Spencer. And you're aware that like these glowing red orbs are almost like hypnotic when she stares at you. May I?
Yeah.
You see, even though she's staring at you, a tail kind of wraps around the crystal and pulls it. And she's like, I will keep this safe from all my children. Should you have need of it, come back here and call me, and I will assist you. Tempest, you in particular know the fact that 2 totems have one manifesting period is a big deal. 2 is largely unheard of.
Yeah. I don't say that in front of them, but I will share that after this whole meeting is done with the rest of the group.
She, like, one by one, when she goes like she's going to nose towards you, and it's like you don't feel something physically touch you, but again, it feels almost like a gravitational pressure near you when her head comes close, and she's like to each one of you, and she says, "Fascinating, cockroach. Would you like a small wager as to which ones of them will survive?" And Cockroach turns and looks at Rat and says, "Well, I do know that survival is your specialty, but I like their chances. That's why I'm sending my boy, Spencer, just to make sure it works out. You're gonna make sure everyone lives, aren't you, Spencer?"
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Yeah, man, that's.
Red says, "Oh, that is a lot of pressure, Spencer. You're not fated like the others, are protected by glorious ancestors, or the products of centuries of kind of incestuous breeding to produce the perfect warrior. You're just a nerd, Spencer."
That's derogatory. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I don't like that. That's not.
"Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Spencer. And besides, if there's one thing that my children know, you've got to be what you are."
I'm a wolf. I am what I am. If you knew, I am.
And her head turns and looks at you, Tempest. And again, it is like when she looks at you, it is almost like a wall of darkness forms, and it's difficult to even make out that she's a rat. It's just these glowing eyes in the middle. She says, "Are you prepared for what you have to do? Is this why you chose to stay behind?"
I don't know what you mean by that. I chose to stay behind because it was the right thing to do. The rest of my tribe ran away. I chose to stay.
When this is all said and done, we shall speak again. I'm interested to hear if your perspective changes.
About what?
Everything.
And where can I find you again?
Everywhere.
Mm-hmm, there we go. Then I'm sure we will speak again.
She moves and coalesces near the bone gnars again, and you see they look like very nervous, like kind of like. And she looks up at Mother Larissa and says, "I approve. Give them a task." And you see she looks down at Red and she looks at you all. And before now, she's had a vague disdain on her face that she's got these hard lines of having lived on the streets for decades, outlined by the dirt around them. And so when her face actually straightens up, it's almost like little clean lines appear, as for once she's not kind of grimacing. And she says, "Find out who did this. What they were trying to accomplish. I don't care how you do it. Track the lady, track the bomb, track the destination, do whatever. Find out who did this and make sure they do not do it again."
Do you have any suspicions? Anywhere we can start?
You already have quite a bit of information at your disposal right now. Do your best, pups. Apparently, everyone is watching. And
That's a lot of
when
stuff.
Comforting.
and when she says that, you see cockroach and rat both begin to dissipate, and the bone gnars even turn and just step back a little bit and are gone in the shadows. And even your ancestors. It is just the five of you standing on the subway platform in the Umbra.
I don't know if any of you realize how important it was that 2 totems just came to us. And also, don't listen to them about being just a nerd. Again, like I said, all that fate stuff is bullshit anyways. So don't, they were just messing with you, like a test, I'm sure. But guys, that was really important.
Well, so
Also nice to meet you, kind of.
Yeah, Tempest.
Yeah, and I'm what was your name again?
Selena, and this is Jax.
I like that, Jax. And she said Zuffy as well, and I'll kind of cross my hands to shake Jax and Zuffy like that.
Jax, I kill stuff.
Zuffy.
That's a good talent to have.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to Spencer. You seem to be important. I don't really understand why, but hi, my name's Jax. I kill stuff. I'm going to try and shake his hand as well.
Oh, hi. I don't shake. Sorry. No, it's no, thank you. But hi, I'm Spencer. I guess I have to keep you all alive. I'll, you know what? I just need to take your picture real quick.
Don't take his picture.
Oh, too late. Cool. I got it.
Track you now, Jax. I told you, don't let people do that to you.
Farmers only. You're going to be very popular. It's fine.
Is it possible for us to get a copy of that cool painting that we saw?
Maybe. Probably. You guys, I don't. I need to. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. This isn't really my thing. This isn't my thing. I find the things, but cockroach is kind of like he's kind of a dude. He's kind of important, so I can't bail on it. So if you guys could just don't die, I feel like this is kind of important, and I can tell you things, I'll find things, but I don't do the whole. Jax, you know what? You stand in front of me. Just stand in front of me, Jax. At most times.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer. It's okay. It's okay if it's not your thing. It's so easy to just get a new thing, to just one day you are really focused on you feel like you're being hunted, so you focus on surviving, and that is your thing for the day. And then another day there is no hunt, and you can just focus on how nice the sky is and what who's around for you to play with. And today this is your thing, protecting us. This is your thing now.
Yes,
I have no response to that.
I concur. I don't think we really got introduced, because I saw Zuffy before. Zuffy? I didn't really get to meet you. Yeah.
Zuffy. Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out and kind of shake with you as well. I like the way you think. You're gonna be my number 2 in command after Selena.
When you say that, when you say that, I just kind of back away and then go and sit by Selena, just behind her.
Well, great. Now that we're all acquainted, Spencer and Tempest, you guys were already kind of involved when we arrived on the scene. Where did you find the stinky worm lady?
She was just sitting here at the station. We kind of saw each other and both noticed her.
She was on the train you were on. This is just the stop that you all got off on. And she did say at one point she was trying to go somewhere further down the line.
And I just assumed that meant that she was headed to Central Park. She was muttering incoherently. kind of sensed a little bit of the worm on her, and she said something about a boom, and kind of figured she was going to blow up Central Park. So just jumped in and tried to get that away from her, and hopefully drag it through the Umbra and throw it somewhere that it was going to boom around less people, or maybe not boom at all. So that was not a great plan, but the only one we had at the moment.
More importantly, I couldn't find her. I couldn't find her. She didn't exist. I found her. I found you guys. I couldn't find her.
Well, I don't think that she was like a person.
Right, and that's what twigged me. That's what keyed me in. I couldn't find her. I find everybody. I know everyone. I know your secrets. I know where you're at. I know where you've been. I couldn't find her though. She wasn't.
I'm just gonna close his mouth. I'm just gonna.
Well, she's sitting in two pieces back where I left her.
Spencer,
me to get her.
You know what? Yes, Jax. Spencer, you're gonna keep those secrets to yourself, though, right?
Right, until it serves me. Yeah.
Tempest leans into the both of them while they're close, and she holds it, and she just gets real close in and goes, I should also tell you that when she went into the Umbra, she turned into some kind of hideous creature. And she just leans back and kind of walks off.
Yeah, worm gross worm. Yeah, the secrets, they're safe with me until they're not.
Yeah, in fact, Jax, Selena, and Zuffy saw the hideous worm creature. You never saw her as a person. You saw her as an emaciated skeletal thing with like claws and fangs. You did not see her in her twisted Morticia Adams-esque appearance previously.
So you said she was on the train?
She was on the train. She was trying to go elsewhere. She didn't want to get off here. We kind of made her get off here. Tempest lied about sandwiches. There's still no sandwiches. I don't get that. But there was sandwiches, but then there weren't sandwiches.
Where did the train come
away from her?
That way. And it was going that way.
Downtown, headed uptown.
I mean, yeah, I can pull up the schedule. Do you not know how to read a train map? I mean, it's pretty simple.
You notice when you go to try and use the phone, you don't have a signal here in the Umbra, which is not unusual, except this time you do have a tiny little ticker that scrolls across the top that looks like a cockroach crawling across the top that just says, you can do it.
Well, that's encouraging. That's strange. That's right. I can do it. Did you guys see me do the bomb? I did the bomb. I can do that. I can keep you all safe.
You can do what?
Whatever it is, whatever this is, I can do it.
Can you find out where she came from, where she got on the train?
I mean, maybe. Yes, actually, probably. There's cameras everywhere. Well, I'll have to get back to the real world, but totally. Yeah, I can do that. That's my thing. That's my thing. That's where I'm good. That's where I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf there. I can do it.
Well, shall we then?
Well, we don't want to go here because I kind of calmed all the bomb squad. Like, there's a lot of police there right now, so we should probably go somewhere else. Well,
we were all supposed to go to the park. Do you guys want to go to the park?
I don't know if that's a good idea after everybody just saw a lot of bears over there in case anything happens again. No more bear attacks in Central Park. Maybe let's try the Lower East Side.
Probably
nothing has happened down there. That's kind of more the direction of where I think she was coming from anyways. We were headed north, so she's from somewhere down south. I just, a lot of bears in Central Park 2 days in a row is probably not helpful.
Good point. Good point. Well taken. Lower East Side it is. Let's go there.
Jax, do you go and attempt to recover her corpse?
I that's the last thing I was told to do. So yeah, I've exited scene left.
Are you in your human/Hamid form, or are you in your half wolf Krenos form?
Yeah, I would have still been in Krenos at this point.
Yeah. And what do you look like in Krenos form?
A lot of his fur is kind of darker. The large silver patch kind of on the chest there that seems to kind of follow him through his different wolfy forms. Otherwise, he's still kind of carries that almost Neanderthal ridge above the eyes there. But otherwise looks kind of like your stereotypical werewolf dude, just nothing too crazy going on. Just big and really dumb looking.
As you sort of make your way up there towards the street, you hear it before you see it. It sounds like, and when you poke your head around, you did pick her up and basically rip her in half.
Mm-hmm.
And the two pieces are still laying in the street. And although most of the Banes have dispersed without the bait of the crystal attracting them, her corpse is covered by things that are feasting on it. Strange, twisted, pigeon-like creatures, multi-headed rats, odd, raccoonish things that go up on two legs, and just some twisted abominations that don't even really have a parallel in the real world, that are just eyes and mouths. But as they are feasting on her body and crunching away, the crowd parts for a second, and you swear you can just make out her face slightly, and her eyes are looking right at you. And she's...
I'll try not to disturb the wildlife, but I'll just go gently pick it up and start carrying it back to everybody then.
You try and get into it? Okay.
It's just like if I can like tiptoe around the wildlife.
Give me let's see. I love this boy. He does not brain good. Give me either charisma or manipulation, whichever is higher, with either animal can or intimidation.
Okay. Not great on either, but that's fine.
I believe in you.
You can do it.
I got 2 successes.
All right. As you sort of kind of walk over towards it, you see several of these things are like and like kind of hunch down over it. You, Jax, realize they are not going to let it go without a fight.
I'll make my way back and see how important this is for me to pick up.
You see, he does come back a few moments later.
Yeah, she's still over there, but nature's kind of having its way. And is it really important to bring her back?
Well,
or
I
is
mean,
that just?
I got a picture of her.
we don't need a picture. What if she had something in her pockets? What happened to that bag she was carrying?
It's on the other side. They're disarming it because it's still a bomb. Still a dirty bomb. Just taking out the worm taint. It's still dangerous. That's why they can't go right now.
I'm gonna trudge back over and try.
No, Jax, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But what about the?
Don't get yourself hurt. It's fine.
Oh, I am not afraid of carry on. Just spats eating the.
We know, but it's kind of like let them eat.
You can only have one carry-on on a flight.
What?
All right.
Let's go where I can get some internet access. That would be great. I would feel a little naked, exposed without it here, and I can really help us out that way. I can find her. I can find her. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to help you not die.
Which direction, Tempest, did you say that you all wanted to head?
Southeast.
Because this is the part of the show where I say that I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge of New York, but I am learning as we go as well.
Lower East Side's like down by like the Williamsburg Bridge. If you look at like the long bits of Manhattan, it's literally the Lower East Side, and it's usually like Greenwich Village and like It's kind of it used to be like the hipster area, but Williamsburg has since taken that over in like the past 8 years.
If we were on the like F train to Central Park, we could just take it right back downtown.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, most of the trains leave like on the east side. It's only the 1, 2, 3 that are on the west side.
Let me ask you this. Do you presumably, I assume, you all want to make your way through the Umbra above ground and then come out a few blocks over, or do you want to make your way through the subways of the Umbra and come out?
I vote above ground Umbra and then check the subways once we get down there.
I go with that. I don't think going underground is great here. That'd be a bad thing.
You still see a couple of rats that look vaguely offended as they kind of disappear all around you. And you see right before you all head out, up on top of that mirror, there is just one last cockroach sitting right on top of the mirror that you all used to get in here in the first place. And it just sort of like wiggles its antenna at you as you're walking by. As you all make your way back up top, you all see this time, even though Jax, you were only gone seconds, by the time you come back, the predators are basically done with her. There is a patch of where there's blood everywhere. There's still the odd chunk. Like clearly what he told you was true, but she's been basically broken down in seconds and they're already beginning to scatter. And you all see what you normally expect to see down here, which is still the very striking contrast of Central Park a couple of blocks away from you, glowing and bright and idyllic in just thick grayish black clouds in all directions that are filled with banekin and minor creatures, just like you would see pigeons in the mortal world. It's more banekin here. Banekin are negative spirits, but minor negative spirits that have just kind of were probably nature spirits once and have just kind of been twisted and corrupted. But that is what you expect to see in the Umbra here. Spencer, you can still perceive the flow of the information as you're attuned to what the Weaver is doing here in this perfect grid, which is comforting to you in a way. For the rest of you, it's kind of gross, especially when you can see just how beautiful the park is right over there. But as you make your way through, all of you give me perception checks.
Wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness. Too many different games in my mind. Yep, wits and awareness.
I once saw this video. I passed it around. It was piranhas, and they destroyed a whole cow in a very short time. And that's what this reminds me of. There was lots of blood.
That is pretty much exactly what happened. Yep.
Yeah,
2 for me.
I saw the video.
2. 1, 4,
Or
5.
7.
7. As you all are making your way through, kind of processing the events of the morning, because it's only about noonish by now, because you all had headed out in the morning, so it's we're approaching midday. Spencer, you see going through you're still monitoring and aware of the symbols and the data and everything flowing around here, and you realize that in the area the bomb squad response has not dissipated. In fact, it has increased, and you are starting to notice, because again, the Umbra is laid over the real world, and so a lot of times major structures in the real world have a parallel in the Umbra, not just everything, but major things. And you're aware of, well, that's kind of a fire truck, those are probably police cruisers. There is a large oblong vehicle that is almost like a null spot. It's like it is absorbing information, but nothing's coming out of it. It's not in the Umbra, but you're aware that it's there on the other side. And it's unusual. It's not like any of the other ones.
Is this something I would have encountered before, like a OGA black van type thing, sucking in Trons?
You can give me either your wits or intelligence in streetwise or technology, whichever one of those is going to be higher. Tempest, you notice as you all are walking nearby, about a block ahead and kind of over, you see what looks like a jackal just sitting there. It is small, brown, long ears, and it's not doing anything aggressive in any way. It's just sort of sitting by a tree looking at you all.
I'm gonna break up a little granola bar because I have like a half of one in my pocket from earlier when I was eating, and then so rudely disturbed by a crazy person with like a worm taint bomb. And I'm gonna take a little bit of those crumbs and I'm going to put them in my hand and try and walk towards the jackal and see if he wants to take any.
As you walk over it, it just like looks at you with eye contact. And as you get closer to it, you realize its features are so perfect that its jaw, its lower and upper jaw are almost seamless. Like it's clearly a living thing. It's got fur, but its like profile of its snout is almost like statuesque. Like there's no seam between its lips.
As I walk towards it, I go, "You're very, very pretty. Can I feed you? Do you want some food?" I've never seen a jackal shake their head before. Do you have a name? Can you talk? Oh, excellent. Do you want to talk to me, or am I annoying you? Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you be, but you're very pretty.
It stops and it leans forward and it sort of looks at you and it looks at the others and it looks over towards the park and it looks at you and it looks over towards the blood splatter all over the road of where you killed the thing, and it just looks at you again and goes,
Tempest just winks back at it.
and it does just sort of like sit there again. Once she goes over and engages with it, all of you see her looking at this fairly statuesque jackal.
I first of all want to clarify that when we decided to leave the Umbral train station, I shipped it back into my Hamid form since we're like going to be traveling to the Lower East Side. But yes, I follow Tempest quietly over to the jackal, but don't interrupt or interact at all. But when it turns around after the interchange, I am looking at the granola bar and
I handed the granola bar down to Zuffy and I go, do you want, I forgot I had from earlier. Yeah, you can, yeah, it's yours. Just, yep.
No. You were misinformed. You were led to believe there would be punch and pies. Yes, what was that on that roll for you? 4?
Were.
This is nothing you've seen, but you deeply suspect it is some sort of black ops thing, because nothing just absorbs the frequency like that. You can't stop the signal. That's the point. You can't stop the signal.
You can't stop it.
Yeah.
That's weird. Because we need to go further away. The bomb presence, I may have overdone it. It's getting a little big down there, and there's the government. They're here. Someone, or maybe some other entity, but we don't want to deal with that. But they're messing with the Trons, and the Trons shouldn't be messed with. They should be free to flow for everyone to get to, if you know how, but only if you know how, if you have the, so not you, not you all, but for me, yeah, that's fine. But we need to keep that in mind as we go. That's weird. It's weird.
What's weird?
The trons, that you don't see the empty spot. There's not supposed to be an empty spot there. It's like talking to children. You got to listen to the words that I say, and then there's.
I wonder if you could string a sentence together that made any sense. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you sound like a complete idiot right now.
Listen.
Tempest to look where he's pointing and just activate sense the worm again.
It's difficult here to at the risk of sounding crass. It's like trying to find a fart in a sulfur factory. Everything out here smells like the worm. Like the worm's riding high out here. However, once when you try and listen to what he's telling you, you all like kind of when he points it out to you, he's like, no, that over there, those shadows there. You're like, I mean, that's vaguely fire truckish. Oh, okay, all right, that's okay. I mean, I guess there's a distortionish thing, maybe, kind of.
Look, you know what? You don't worry about it. I'll worry about it. And when I say, hey, stay away from that, you stay away from that. Okay? It's not that hard. Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay?
No, I don't take this the wrong way, but I don't trust you. And you seem a little
stupid,
distracted.
Overly cautious. I would say overly cautious.
Yes,
just a little bit though. But that's good because some of us seem not cautious at all. So maybe balance.
Yes, you've got to watch. There's things out there that you don't know about. You don't know. I know, but you don't.
Well, they're probably, they're probably watching us right now anyway, but I feel like we should all be aware of the threats that are surrounding us, in case something happens to one of us or all of us.
Are you threatening? The cockroach told me to take care of you. Don't threaten me. I'm here for you.
We're also taking bets on who was going to survive. Am I the only one who noticed that? Just me?
They're gods. That's what they do. We're mortals. We're bugs.
I don't intend to die because you didn't give me all the information. So can you tell me what we're trying to avoid? What is it?
No, I can't. But I know they're after you. They're after you. I saw that. I saw it. I'm tracking you. They're after you.
Great, let's go. We should go.
Is you all sort of double time it a little bit, still through the streets of the Umbra here, making your way through. And again, it is Zuffy, for you in particular, even though New York has been a wonderful place of parks and trees and people dropping hot dogs and there's the water fountains and swing sets and stuff you just don't have in the woods. This is your first real sense of what your sisters were trying to tell you about what man does to places. They've not just ruined the world, they're starting to ruin the Umbra. Like, it's how did they make the spirit world dirty? How do you clean that? Like, even as you're bopping along happily, it does kind of start to sting in your nose after a minute, and the taste of it starts to fill into your mouth of just, ugh. This is not like the woods.
I am kind of walking along, chewing on the granola bar, and I look around, kind of reach down onto the ground and
don't eat stuff off the ground. Don't eat that.
And then I keep eating the granola bar, but I'm noticeably less bouncy as this realization kind of creeps into my brain.
Yep. And you also noticed, especially I'm going to let you guys perception carry over. You clock it first, Tempest, but as you kind of have your head on a swivel, you notice also, Spencer, the jackal's following you at a respectable distance. It's kind of the other side of the street, half block back type thing. But as you guys started walking, it started walking. When you guys stop, it stops. it tries to be kind of cool about it. Like, like you stop and it stops. And this is like, sniffing, and like you walk a little bit and you stop, it stops. And it's sort of like, just like looking over in some bushes and things. But it is following you.
I kind of call over to it again, and I go, "Hey, if you're gonna follow us, can I ask for a favor? You're like a jackal, so you're like really swift, right? Like you're known for being kind of a little larcenous, so to speak, at times. You can get a little quick-handed, little sticky-fingered, little maybe sneak into a shop, get something for me. We pass it over to Zuffy. I think she would look good with some little earrings.
Is the jackal?
And I'm going to direct him into one of the shops that have like cute little like hipster earrings in there that like look like two giant rubber balls. And I'm going to send him in and ask him if, and I do have very high animal kin. I'm going to ask him if he can go in and steal the earrings so I can give them to Zuffy.
Hold on 1 second here.
May I ask you a question in the meantime, Bedave?
Absolutely.
So, Selena, being who she is, might not have noticed the jackal following them, but would she have noticed Tempest and Spencer noticing that we were being followed?
But especially when she stops to interact with it. I mean, it's not invisible, so yeah. I mean, it's just sitting there. It's just kind of it's low profile, but not invisible. So yeah, definitely you would be aware of it by now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna make an effort in whatever path I take while traveling to sort of like weave to zigzag.
Serpentine motion. Serpentine motion. Right? You see the jackal sort of like leans forward and its eyes narrow a little bit, and then it looks over at Zuffy, and this is the first time you notice Tempest. She is less bouncy. And then it looks back at you again, and just sort of it reaches out with a paw, just points the paw right at you, and then just sort of like taps the ground, like, stay here. And you see it just sort of goes bounding across the street towards the shop, and it goes around behind. And it's inside for a couple of moments. And then it comes back with a bag in its mouth. And it just puts the bag down in front of you.
Thank you. Is there anything you want in return that I can give you?
It looks both ways, and then it changes right there in front of you into a person.
That's strange.
She looks like a girl. She looks like she might be 16. She's got very dark skin, but incredibly piercing blue eyes that almost don't look like they belong in her face, but the contrast is beautiful. And she's got her hair tied back into a very tight braid. And she's like, no, I do not require anything that I cannot acquire for myself. Thank you.
Where did she come from?
Places. I won't tell him if you don't want me to tell him.
She's like, no, it is fine. Blessings upon you and blessings upon this one. I realize it is difficult to acclimate to the city, yes? And how has it been for you? I also feel, and she like looks you up and down, you are relatively new.
Yeah. Not really from around here. I've only been here for a couple of days. Still trying to find my way around a little bit. But thank you. And if you should ever need help with anything, feel free to, if you see me, just I'll come.
I appreciate your kindness. Blessings upon you.
Likewise. And I will walk over to Zuffy, who looks slightly less bouncy and a little perturbed, and I'll be like, Zuffy, I got you something. Well, I didn't. We got you something. But look, and I'll pull out the little earrings with the little dangly balls on them. and I'll be like, watch this. And I'll clip one onto her ear, and then I'll clip one onto her other ear. And I'll go, look, now you have that.
I enjoy this for a moment. Amazing. And then I look at Tempest and I'm like, thank you. I have to pass this on. And I take your hand in mine, Tempest, and squeeze it, pull it up to my mouth, and literally lick you. Release your hand and walk a little bit off, kind of like the path that we've been on, to what is just this sensation of more ugly umbral, like more of an ugly transformation of the umbral space. And I take one of the earrings and I place it down on the ground. And then I kind of come back a little bouncier and like take my place back in the line of people.
What was that? What are you guys doing?
What?
We don't have time for this. With us.
We have to make it nice. This is supposed to be nice.
You guys are gonna make this so impossible. Cockroach is gonna kill me. I don't. You guys are so dumb. What's going on here? We gotta go.
I will say, Tempest, you notice in the bag there's a receipt. She just went in and paid for the earrings, and you notice there's a name on the receipt that says Hespa. Like all receipts, it like 3/4 of the credit card are marked out and everything. Like it doesn't really give you any other information other than the name Hespa.
I think her name is Hespa, but I don't know if that's a first name or a last name.
Can I see that? Can I see the receipt? Can I?
Yeah, you could ask.
I put it in my pocket. I'll look it up later. It's fine. I'll find out. I'll figure it out.
Is she still there?
Well, so she's kind of across the street, but once she turned into a person, she's not following you anymore. She is just sort of like arms crossed, kind of leaned against the fence.
What's your name?
You might refer to me as Hespa. Yes.
So it's a first and last name. It's moniker. It's
Like
that's
Madonna.
good. Thanks.
Like Zuffy.
Like Zuffy. I like your one earring, Zuffy. Very fashionable.
I never
Thanks.
much understood having more than one name anyways. Just kind of some more words.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. I apologize if I disrupted your journey. Blessings upon all of you.
You two probably don't follow people anymore. Just a thought. But thanks.
Oh, I am sorry, young Silver Fang princess. Do you own the streets as well?
No, I get real nervous and sort of stabby when I get nervous. You go where you want.
I will keep this under consideration. Good luck.
Thanks.
All of you can either give me wits and streetwise or wits and occult. Whichever is going to be higher. I realize you're baby wolves.
Funny looking at my sheet and saying that whole right half just has no dots in it.
It's like, how do you have 3 dump stats? That's not even possible.
Yeah.
Luddites.
4, 1, 1.
When do failures matter?
Only if there's no other successes.
Okay, then I just got 2 successes.
Okay. 2, 2, 4.
Burn your willpower for another 7.
Hey, Zuffy, you first noticed that she smells different. She smells like the beach. She smells like sea air. Like she's traveled a long distance. Like there's layers of smells on her. You, Tempest, as you've kind of tumbled this around in your brain after interacting with her, the Silent Striders are a tribe of wanderers and travelers that tend to look Middle Eastern, and many of them look almost like jackals in their lupus and even in their Krenos form. She may just be passing through. She may be a local. It's hard to say.
I will nod and think about that, and again, just lean in and be like, by the way, again, if there's anything you need, just find me.
And can we go to the beach with you next time?
She looks around and she's like, I must become better at covering my tracks. I think you are an insightful one. Yes. Although I feel like perhaps you should move. Your nervous friend over there may be about to have an aneurysm.
Thank you.
Maybe tell him switch to decaf.
That's a new thing. That's a thing that you can have a thing, Spencer.
What?
Decaf.
They don't make decaf for what I. It comes in one speed.
I'm sorry, what?
We gotta go.
She literally holds her hands up and like dramatically like takes a step in the other direction. She's like, it is nice to meet you. I apologize, Silver Princess. I will detour this way.
You don't need to condescend. I'm just saying you shouldn't follow people's own.
And she does give like a very small bow, and she does turn and walk around the corner, basically heading another direction.
Is everybody satisfied? Can we the black spot thing? We've got to find a bomb. Kind of remember the two totems that came and like we're like, hey guys, do the thing. That's kind of a big deal. I'm stressed.
Let's go.
As you all continue walking along, the rest of your trip is uneventful. It is fantastic, of course. You're in the spirit world, but because you go the amount of blocks that you all have decided on, 3-4 blocks, you're able to find an appropriately reflective surface. It is difficult because you find as the further away you get from Central Park, the thicker the boundary becomes. Most of you weren't raised to be philosophers, but you are aware of the gauntlet, which defines how easy it is for a Garu to cross over. And as you get further into the complex concrete machinery of New York, it pulls further and further away from the spirit world. So it actually takes you some time to find some distance where you can get out. And the only place that you find that might be suitable is the bathroom of a very, very, very hipster cafe. You all see a large mirror there that you realize you can probably pass through. But on the other side, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This makes little sense, but the sheer amount of hemp and houseplants in that bathroom probably looks accurate.
A lot of patchouli burned in this place. You do see a woman on the other side, just sort of washing her hands and looking at herself in the mirror, wearing what you immediately, Tempest, clock to be a hemp dress. There's just sort of white, and she's got a little crown of flowers on her head. She's like,
I'll never understand wearing the hemp. It's so itchy. Her flowers are nice, though. Okay, guys, when she's done and goes, we'll go. You ready?
Yeah. Do it. Move through.
She does walk out, and it does take some effort. What you experienced near Central Park is the veil was like tissue paper. Again, the fact that Mother Larissa was able to just yeet you through the gauntlet was unheard of. But here, it is very much like, and even to someone looking, that is what it would appear. Like your arm emerges from the mirror in your head. Like you physically pull yourself out of this. Important question, who goes through first and who goes through last?
I would like to grab Jax by the crook of his arm and hold him back for just a second before he and I go through. So I would think that we'd be last.
So you two last. All right. Spencer, Zuffy, Tempest, you all emerge, and again, your nose is assaulted by essential oils and incense, and a little bit of the ganja. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just potent.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to someone that possesses Garu senses. It's a lot. They're at a 12. You need them at a 4. Yep. And yes, Jax and Selena, you do see them emerge, and they to you, it's like they're on the other side of a window. For you all who have passed into the real world, when you look back, it's a mirror.
I'll just whisper to Jax before I go through. I'll just say.
So I'm still in my Krenos form, by the way. I have not changed. This is the real me. So.
You should probably do
Let's
away.
glow, Jax. Yes.
It's like a deflate.
Thank you. Watch them closely. I don't trust them. And then I'll go through.
And then I'll go through.
Selena, when you go through, I'm like, like, because you took a minute, so I literally like run over and am just kind of like grabbing at your arms, like excited that you are here.
Okay, I'm here now. I like your earring.
Thank you.
Jax, right before you step through, you look back over, and one of your ancestors is standing there and just looks at you and goes,
I'm gonna look back. I'm used to getting approval and not knowing what it's for. So he's also gonna kind of nod. But like as he starts to step through, he's gonna like just keep looking like sidelong just to see if like there's anything else I'm supposed to be paying attention to as I step through.
right as Zuffy is there happily bobbling her earring, you all hear a flush from one of the stalls before Jax has come out.
Can I go and sort of knock on the stall door where I hear the flush at?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, oh, occupied.
Tammy, is that you?
No, I don't think I know it, Tammy.
I haven't seen you in so long. It's so great to hear your voice. I thought that sounded like you.
Jax, you come out just in time to hear. I thought that sounded like you, and her talking to the wall of the stall as you make your way out.
Tempest will look at him and go, and then point back and go, like just roll with it kind of thing to him.
Jax, do you get that?
Let me find out. I think in this instance he does. he understands the universal shush.
It's like you don't have to understand, you just have to be quiet. No, sorry, my name's not Tammy. I apologize. I just
No, Tammy, it's me, Selena from prep school, and I'll start gesturing for them to like.
You all head out.
We had algebra together, and we played on the soccer team together. You don't remember me?
Oh yeah, Selena. Yeah. Yeah. I just I need a minute though. I'm sort of indisposed, Selena.
Oh my gosh. This was so rude of me. Oh yeah. I'm so sorry. Just come find me when you come out. We should totally catch up.
Yeah. No, it's been a dog's age. Yeah. I'll be along. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Bye. Have fun.
Oh my God, you look so slim. Yeah. Okay. See you in a minute. When you all emerge out of the restrooms here, as you hear Selena schmoozing to cover your escape, also +1 to schmoozing. The store is exactly what you would have expected. It is almost claustrophobic with potted plants and holy symbols and Buddhist little flags hanging next to statues of Shiva. It is almost like a neo-pagan hipster hoarder. Just had stacked up everything they possibly could here, but you do smell the scent of baking coffee. For those of you that have a nose for such things, it's good coffee. For those of you that don't, it's like lightning in your nostrils. As you hear the and you see a man up near the bar and turns and looks at you all and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you all come in."
It's fine, you just didn't pay attention. Do you have a Wi-Fi password? It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I pretend.
We're just browsing.
Anything that I could interest you in? He's like, wait, I'm pretty good at this. And he looks at you, Tempest, and he goes, hang on, let's see what he knows. Hold on.
Some kombucha.
He looks at you and he's like, I'm gonna say modern thought, Che Guerrera with a little bit of Public Enemy, fuck the police. Hold on. And he does go, and you see he's behind there and he starts mixing something and he does put it up in front of you and he goes, there you go, try that.
Do I drink it? Do I rub it on something? What is it?
Yeah, no, drink. I mean, no, that's valid questions. A lot of this stuff in here is topical. We're gonna get to that in a second, but no, have at it.
What fresh hell have we emerged into? What are we
I
doing
smell it.
here?
Well, first of all, is Tempest the kind of person who has frequented coffee shops in her time?
Yeah, mostly for tea, not particularly for coffee. She's more of a tea person.
It's a dirty chai. You know chai, and you kind of pick that background, and you think it's a dirty chai with maybe a couple of drops of CBD in it, you know, maybe a little something, a little backspin.
Since it doesn't smell like taint, she'll take a sip of it.
It is a very well made dirty chai. I will leave it up to you if that's to her palate or not, but it is good. It is well made.
She looks back at the group and goes, hey, it's not bad, guys, especially over at Spencer, who seems to always be strung out on caffeine, and looks over and goes, you might want to take him up on it. This is honestly the best chai I've had in a while.
No thanks. I have a very special coffee dealer.
Gotcha.
He looks at you and he's like, coffee dealer? That's what I should have named this place. And he looks at Zuffy and he's like, you, Angela Davis, women's lib, early Madonna, the one earring is nice. He reaches under and he pulls out a green lollipop and hands it to you.
Without hesitation, question, or anything, I take the lollipop and stick it right in my mouth. Is there a wrapper on it? I don't care. I've stuck it in my mouth.
Can I remove it from her face?
I was about to say, initially you're like, blah.
Yeah.
And then once someone removes the wrapper from you, you put it back in. I will say, although you are a lupus, which means you were born a wolf who gained the ability to become a person, you've been a part of plenty of ceremonies. So you've smelled the burning of ganja before. This is a CBD. It's an edible lollipop. It's it is sweet, but you do feel your tongue relaxing as you're sort of like.
Surprisingly enough, this is not rare for me because I have spent a lot of time sitting outside coffee shops, people watching, because I think they're fantastic. And most people throw coins at me as they pass by because they think I'm a homeless transient youth. But oftentimes the patrons of the coffee shop have given me things much like this, and it is not a it's not like a rare. Rare. It's not the first time Zuffy is experiencing this, but it is definitely a like a familiar, like, oh, that guy's really nice.
And as you see the tension kind of going out of Zuffy's shoulders, and he's about to turn to look at you, Jax, Spencer, as you hit the interwebs, you do see there is a mass deployment, Homeland Security, everything. They've evacuated the area around Central Park, full scale lockdown. It is all over the news that it's like the fact that there might be a dirty bomb has not been revealed, but it very much is like, get out of Central Park now. And in some of the pictures, as you are sort of scrolling through, you realize it's very difficult to find the van at first, and it takes you actually accessing a traffic cam down the block. None of the news reports have it, but you do see what looks almost like a solid black RV. It looks almost just like a box. You even have to squint at it to realize the wheels on it and what they are. Like, it could, at first it could just be a trailer, but it is just like a solid black integrated unit sitting on the exactly where you knew it was.
I said it. This, that. Look, right here. That's what we're avoiding. Don't go near that. Look.
It is weird.
That's weird, right? It's not supposed to be there. Things that aren't supposed to be there shouldn't be there, right? So,
well, that's fine. That's not what we're trying to find out anyway, right? We're going the opposite direction.
But they're all clues. They're all connected. It's all a web. Don't you see that? They all connect. You got to see what you don't.
Oh, sorry, Spencer. As you monitor this camera feed for a second and sort of zoom in on it, a door opens up on the side of it, just right in the side of it. And you see a man in a black suit with reflective glasses and a black bowler hat looks over towards the camera and points something at it that looks like a garage door opener, and it goes dead.
That's not good. That's definitely not good.
It's gone now. You said we should avoid it, and it's gone.
He killed the feed, which means he knew I was watching it. That's not good. I'm gonna try and scramble my signal as best I can from what I got. Pop some IPs, run it through a couple masks.
That little worm, the little cockroach crawler, goes across the top again, and it says, "Mind if I help?" with a question mark.
Yes, of course. Anything.
And you see your signal starts just like scrolling, bouncing off of like points all over the place. Like, it's out of Kuala Lumpur, it's out of Sweden. It's just like,
couldn't have done it better. That's why they call him the cockroach.
And you see the guy that was there about to serve the stuff. He's just like, yeah. And then you all should go.
Yeah.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Sorry, James Bond. It's not that kind of place.
Well,
could you get him some chocolate milk? Do you have that here?
Shaken, not stirred.
No, you all should leave now.
Why is he getting an attitude? That's pretty rude. Wait, you know what? What's the name of this shop? What's the name of your shop? What's this place?
It is the Stonewall, and for your own good, you should go now, Spencer.
Yeah.
Bye, Spencer.
I will start pulling everyone towards the door. Just grab it.
Back door into the alley. Back door.
Thank you for the sucker.
Let's go.
He goes, yeah, enjoy it. And you realize, like, the kind of like jovial thing's like gone. Like, he's not aggressive, but he's very much like, yeah, no, enjoy it.
As Tempest walks out, she kind of flashes a little rainbow tattoo to the bartender and keeps walking.
He looks at you and he just goes, "Hey, fight the power."
She leaves.
Mm-hmm. As you all make it out, now you're in the broad daylight of New York at, noon or a little after noon, because things move differently in the Umbra. So of course it's bustling. Taxis in the street, people walking all over the place, hot dog vendors, people walking their dogs. You are out in the thick of it. You do see, because you all only went a few blocks, and you can kind of vaguely make out as you look down to where the bomb response is. It is blocks away, but you do see the flashing lights and, a lack of crowd around that area where it has been cordoned off.
I need a keyboard. Is there let's this isn't gonna cut it. I need is there like a FedEx copy or someplace where it doesn't need to be a real keyboard, but something that I can bring up on a bigger screen? I can just use my plug and play ability and jackknife into any electronic. I just want something bigger than my phone.
Sure thing. All of you give me wits and awareness. Three.
I got a crit fail on mine.
Oh, so that is the best you'll fail?
Yep.
Okay, cool. 4. All right.
That was almost a bestial fail for me too until I realized it, and then I burned 2 willpower there. I was trying to go for a crit. I'm very low on willpower right now, and it's very hurtful to me.
It bees like that sometimes. First of all, Jax, thank you for this gift. Thank you. Roll a D10. If you don't have a numbered die, an actual D10, if you don't have one handy, I can do it for you. Mm-hmm.
1.
I know, I'm like another one. Jax, as you sort of come out, you're sort of like, you're looking around and you're just bombarded by smells, hot dogs, pretzels, people, animals, prey. In Selena, you see he does sort of like tense up a little bit. You even hear like a low growl come out of him. Jax, you have got to eat. You have got to eat. And a hunger frenzy comes over you. And until you eat something, you will be completely in the grips of the beast. And as you see, you all, because he is not a subtle guy, sort of kind of like start to like square up a little bit. And Selena's kind of like, oh no, blood sugar's dropping. Oh no. You, Tempest, notice at the edge of the block, about 2 blocks away, a solid black sedan pulls up. And the door opens, and a man gets out wearing a black suit and a bowler hat and reflective glasses and starts scanning the crowd. Exactly where you all are. And that's a good place for us to take a little break.
Of course it is.
So we'll do a quick 10. We'll come back at 10-2. So you guys grab a drink, 10-1. Relax. It's going to be fine. We just got a freaked out Silver Fang loose in the crowded streets of New York. No, it's all good. It's fine. It's all good. It's fine. We'll be back in 10, y'all. You're literally not you when you're hungry. As you feel this primal compulsion coming up inside of you, all vestiges of society and politeness and everything else falls away, and the only thing you want, the only thing you need is to feed on something.
What is the closest food source to me that I could eat in any form?
You got a few choices, pending what Jax would find agreeable.
Sure.
There's, of course, thousands of humans, although in general, eating people is in fact frowned upon in Garu society. There are people walking dogs. There is a hot dog stand on the other side of the street and a pretzel stand that would take you in the direction of the mirrored person in black that you yourself have not noticed yet. In fact, only Tempest has seen so far.
I mean, carbs are good for the brain sometimes. So like pretzels make sense.
What do you do, Jax, when you smell them? They smell magnificent.
How far away are they? I guess and how many people are in my way?
I would say the person that we will colloquially refer to as the agent for no reason.
Okay, sure, yeah.
is 2 blocks away. This pretzel stand is about a half block away on the block that you're already on, and you all are in front of the stone wall. I will say, Selena, you do have the split second of awareness that he's about to freak out. You have an incredibly narrow window before he does something.
Yeah, seeing this, I'm kind of just gonna go, oh, fuck. And in one fluid motion, I'm going to remove the lollipop from Zuffy's mouth and swing it across into Jax's mouth if I have good enough aim.
I will say he's so hungry that something even remotely edible that gets in his face, he is gonna be like, Now, this is a joy. I've been doing this a long time, and rolling for the effects of an edible on a raging werewolf is a quandary I've never had posed to me. Hang on, I apologize.
You're welcome. This is my gift to you.
It is in fact. You've done this. You've done this not just for me, but for all of us.
Mankind. This is all I have to offer.
I'm like children of Gaia everywhere. Lean forward like, you don't say. How does it affect us? For now, I will make a note of that on my side, that you do feel this sweetness come in, and I'm going to say, honestly, Jax, you don't want candy, you want food. You immediately chew it up, though.
Oh, then I'm going to very fast Terminator walk through the crowd, regardless of who's in my way, and go get pretzels, regardless of who is in line or how much they cost.
You all see he turns and starts shoving people out of the way. Hey, I'm walking in, as you all are standing. He just like down the sidewalk in the direction of the agent, Tempest.
Tempest is gonna look at the others and go, guys, we have company. There's like an agent over there or something. I'm gonna try and cause a distraction while you guys do that. Go take care of him. And Tempest will run in the direction of the agent, but she'll try and like run over a little faster. Like if she can kind of like weave through, since there's more people in line, maybe the streets are more open. Try and get over there and get into a crosswalk and kind of throw herself in front of a taxi onto the ground.
You're gonna go full Gonzo the Great?
yeah. I'm gonna pretend right next to the agent like I got hit by a cab.
So to be clear, let me set the scene. You guys are on a block here. The pretzel stand is on the block here. Then there's a second block, and the agent's at the end of the second block. Presumably, they are going to start walking down this way momentarily, because so far they've just pulled up and gotten out of the car.
So anywhere like in between where the pretzel stand is and the agent, just something that'll visually draw him to what I'm doing more than, the wolf tearing up the pretzel stand. So
Perfect.
Yes.
So you all see Tempest says that and takes off down the block in the direction that Jax has headed, but she's kind of weaving off to the side. Selena's following Jax. What is Zuffy doing?
Zuffy is following Tempest. When she, well, first of all, Zuffy's very sad because Selena took her lollipop. Secondly, I'm following Tempest. When she plays dead in front of the car, I start to freak out.
All right. And what are you going to be doing during all of this, Spencer?
Well, You guys, what is? I have to keep him safe. I don't know how to keep him safe. I'm going to see if I can hack the streetlights from my phone and see if I can get them to all turn green and cause a major traffic snarl down like the next block. So May's getting hit with a taxi, and then everybody gets green light.
Give me your intelligence and technology. Tempest, give me your dex and athletics, because a taxi driver will attempt to evade you when you yeet yourself out into the road. So roll to get hit by a car. Now, important question, Tempest. Are you going to shift at least into your Globro form? Because in your current form, you're a person. If you get hit by a car, you're just getting hit by a car. You can.
I mean, like, this car didn't even have to be moving. I was just gonna throw myself into the hood of like a cab that was at a stoplight and just, I'm suing for $150,000. I was going to sell.
Got it. Well, then in that case, give me manipulation and performance.
Okay.
If you're just trying not to get hit but sell getting hit. Zuffy, you give me the same thing. Although technically she didn't say what the plan is, so I'm gonna give when you see her get hit. Still roll it, but I'm gonna your difficulty will be a little lower here.
Okay.
4 for Spencer. All right.
Big fat goose egg.
Now give me dex and athletics. Because you were like, green light.
Dex and athletics is a much better dice pool for me.
5, okay. Jax, as everybody is sort of scattering, you just want pretzels. And you're literally knocking people out of the way. And you get there, and there's a grandfatherly old guy with an apron on that's extended over his belly there. It's like, hey, come on, fella. You can't cut the line. What, you never had a pretzel before?
No words. I'm just going to begin reaching over and grabbing all of them from him.
Just, hey, come on. Hey, come on. Somebody stop this guy. Hey.
Sorry, my brother is different, and I'm just going to pull out a giant wad of cash and start counting out bills.
As you start doing this, and he's literally like overtly growling, making animalistic noises during this because it's the beast, not him. You do see a cop approaching with his hand on his hip, like, everything all right over here? And how many successes was that, Tempest? 4. All right. Zuffy, you see she rolls over and she tries to time it, and she's like, boom. A taxi cab very much hits you for 2 superficial damage, Tempest. And then all green lights. And this cop turns and looks in the other direction from you, Selena, as you hear people start like screaming and like getting off the sidewalk as this like chaos is erupting all around you all.
Zuffy, like at the sight of her getting hit by the taxi cab, I'm like, no, and I literally like scramble out to try to like grab her and hold her and pull her to safety, like very dramatic.
A group forms around you as people are like, oh my god, that guy hit that girl. Hey, come on, get out of the car, asshole, and like beating on the side of the cab. And he's like, she ran out in the fucking traffic. Come on, I tried to swerve to miss her and everything. How am I supposed to stop hitting some dizzy broad that jumps in front of my car? Dizzy broad? What?
I yell out, oh my god, I was chasing my dog.
And I'm like pulling Tempest out of the way, and now I'm like trying to get up in the taxi driver's grill. Like, what'd you say? What'd you say about her? What'd you say?
Give me a willpower roll, Jax. Again, I'm gonna give you a bonus on the difficulty because you do have the CBD. Yeah, CBD and pretzels. Now pretzels are an absolute good, but we'll see if it's enough.
I do also still take a 2-die penalty to my roll, correct? for Berserk.
Yeah, it's hard for you to come down once you're up here.
Yeah, okay.
But I drugged him.
Oh,
He should
no,
be so mellow.
I mean, he's he is an evolutionary perfected killing machine. It's gonna take more than a lollipop.
So
Fair.
for willpower, I need to roll what exactly?
You're gonna roll your unspent willpower, but you're not
Okay.
gonna use any rage dice.
Okay, so
And
just the
again-
number of dots I have.
Yes, that you
Okay.
haven't already used for rerolls.
Gotcha. Okay.
Again, I say, dear viewer, these are the homebrew rules that we use for my Patreon Werewolf games. This is in no way indicative of the mechanics of Werewolf 5th Edition.
Thank God.
Hey,
I forgot to
first
take
of
my
all,
2 dice
how
out.
dare you? Yeah. We just need like a little ticker that rolls across the bottom here. That is like the opinions of this stream do not in fact represent the opinion.
One, yes.
It's not enough, Jax. You've cleaned him out. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah. How far away is Hot Dog Man?
On the other side of the street. However, now car accidents are starting to pollute the road, and there's a taxi driver being accosted by Zuffy right now as Tempest lay very dramatically in the street, dead away.
I mean, if there's no other food source closer, I'm still going for it. And if it looks like cars are going to get too much in my way, he might have to change forms. I guess we'll see when we get there.
Give me your dex and athletics to see if you can do it as you're going across. Tempest, yeah, people are starting to gather around now, and you are bruised. I mean, it did hit you. So people are like, oh my God, are you all right? Like, don't move. You might have internal bleeding.
Even though like I am bruised, I stood up like it's way worse even than it is, and I just and I go, have you seen my dog? It's chasing my little dog. I don't know what.
Oh my God, she lost her dog! Ah!
And I look over at Zuffy and I try to like kind of give her eyes like, look, I'm okay. I'm sitting up. I'm okay.
Yeah, Zuffy. Give me your wits and awareness, because again, as of now, you don't know she's faking, especially because you saw her really get hit. Yeah.
That is one. I'm so sorry. One critical success, but there's no other successes.
Then that's just one success.
Just one. That's what I thought. Okay.
No, you don't even notice. You didn't even know she had a dog, and now she lost it. Like this guy, and he's like, "Hey, get out of my face, sweetheart! All right, you're gonna get run over too. Like, come on!"
I literally shoved the taxi driver against his taxi, and I'm like, "You have a dog?" And I'm literally like, "Where? Where did it go?" And I'm, like, trying to find it.
I sit up and I go, oh, I go, Zuffy. I go, come here, Zuffy. Oh my God. And then I go, oh my God, there's my dog. Everyone go get it. But I hold on to Zuffy and I look at her and go, run. And then try and take back off towards like the others, but like not directly to them.
Perfect. While all of this is happening, Spencer, all hell's breaking loose. That was no, you hit the lights. No, the car wrecks are happening. After that, and you see Jack storming across the street with Selena, like just kind of like making it rain on the pretzel guy before running after him. What are you doing?
Why, cockroach? Why this? Why me? Why is this my thing? Why is?
When you look down at your phone, the crawler across the top says "run" all in caps. Exclam! 1 exclam! 1 exclam!
Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing I see Zuffy and May and while they're running towards a hot dog stand that's away from the agent, right?
It's across the street from the agent. Yeah, you've lost sight of the agent in all the chaos.
So presumably we're moving further away. So I'm gonna see if I can hack an ATM that's right there and have it just start spitting hundos out into the street.
All right, intelligence and technology. What did you get there, Jax, on your
4? course.
You are able to sort of like vault over it and things. And Selena, you see he very clearly is like scrambling over hoods. Like somebody gets out of the car, he just pushes them out of the way. He kind of like hip checks one of them, and you hear a little bit of like as he's moving past. But his shirt, you realize, is kind of like starting to extend a little bit, but he seems like he's still holding it together as he's moving over towards the hot dog stand.
Could I like sprint to get in front of him, take whatever's left in my hand cash-wise, just shove it into the chest of the hot dog vendor, and then I'm gonna take fistfuls of hot dogs, go back to Jax, and just start putting them in his face.
You're all like, hey, and she's like, no, and starts pumping you full of them here. And people all over
like that gif, just
just hot dogs. The difference is 100% of them are like, none of them hit the ground. You, in the midst of all of it, what did you get there, Spencer? 5. Money starts pumping out of one of these things, and your people are like, oh, wah! And start trying to go that way. So you've got a crowd that is looking for Tempest's lost dog. You've got another group of people that have surrounded the cabbie with the audacity to refer to a woman as a crazy tomato. And are very much like reading him to filth here. He called her a dizzy broad. Sorry, not a crazy tomato. There are car accidents at the intersections here as the lights are still green, and this one hapless cop is like, hey, wait, calm down. Everybody calm down. And Tempest, as you come running back over, you feel someone grabs you by the arm. It's the man from inside the stone wall.
Oh, hey.
You've got to get out of here. They've seen you. They will not stop.
Should we go back through the bathroom, or should we just run for it? What do you think?
He really looks at you like he doesn't know what you're talking about go through the bathroom. He's like, there's no way out of the bathroom, but I'll try and give you like a little bit of cover, but listen to me. They cannot catch you. Do not let them.
Okay. And I will run for the others. And just as I get close to each one of them booking it, I go, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me.
I will say, right before you walk away, before he lets go of your arm, he just like nods over there. And in the crowd, you turn, you don't see anything for a second. And you see he sort of narrows his eyes, and you see a glint of light from the reflective sunglasses on the other block heading towards the hot dog cart. Go, go, go.
And I do, and I run and I book it, and again do that. And I say, follow me as I pass you.
Give me one more willpower. This time you don't have to take the 2 dice penalty because the food and then the ganja are kicking in. Jax. She's sort of like,
4.
3 was the number you needed to beat. So you feel a bit of sanity returning as you're like, and you hear Tempest, follow me, coming by.
Nice. Excuse me. I'm gonna just still if we walk past, I'm still gonna scoop the rest of the hot dogs at
Yeah, the guy is just sitting there, kind of like holding 2 fistful of hundreds. As you guys start moving past, Zuffy, you still don't know where the dog is, though. Like, I mean, like people like not clear on the whereabouts of the dog.
No, but Tempest has literally dragged me along after her, so I am following like a dog at her heels.
So you guys have the distraction of the accidents and the ATM spraying cash. You are aware, presumably, Tempest, you share with them that the agent is on this side coming through the crowd in your direction, though. What would you all like to do?
Yeah.
Everybody's double timing it?
we got to get away, guys. Maybe we can find an alley or one of those basements, like something that we could pull up. Like I'm saying all this as I'm running, and I'm like kind of like turning back and like shouting it, and I'm like the floor traps that get into the basements of the shops or something. What do we see?
What? Why?
Because of you.
We just can't let the agents catch us.
What? Why?
Someone's after us.
Why?
Yes, just quit asking questions.
Yeah.
I know.
Why?
Um,
Why?
Nothing.
I grab Tempest, and she's closest to me, and I'm like, we go this way. It's great. And I run toward a building that is, from the outside, just looks unassuming, but directly on the inside of the door, it is completely pitch black because it's like the entrance to like a experiential immersive theater, Sleep No More like esque theatrical thing where like I have people watched 1,000 times and it is pitch black in there and no one's gonna find us.
You all, do you follow her in there?
Why are
Yeah,
we following her?
trust her
The
impulsively.
wolf girl? Where are we going?
Do you have a better idea?
No. All right, fine.
Right. All of you give me dex and stealth. I'm gonna give you a bonus for the pitch black area you're in, but we're still gonna see how good of a job you guys do being inconspicuous.
That's gonna be a willpower roll. Much better.
3, 4, 3 or 4, Diana. Sorry, I can't quite make it
3.
out. 3, okay. 2, 3, 3, 2,
3.
3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2. Okay. As you all kind of like crowd into this place and close the door behind you, and kind of can hear each other's ragged breaths going out through the air. It is like, we're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught, you know? And at the very last second, Spencer's phone buzzes and sort of lights you all up for a second, and it's like, you do see a shadow moves in front of the door on the other side, like someone is at the door. And they stop and they sort of look both ways. And you see them bend down by the door. And you hear tink, 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 tink. And you can barely make out in the darkness. Actually, you can't make out in the darkness because it's pitch black in here. You're not sure what they do. And they just sort of stand up and look both ways, and then they turn and walk away.
I think that was part of the theater.
You're all just right there together, they're bunched in this hallway. Everybody's kind of on top of each other.
I think we should get out of here. I don't know what he did, and I don't know if he knows we're here or not, and I don't want to go boom.
You got hit by a car. Can you run?
I threw myself into it. I was just trying to cause a distraction. Oh, and sorry, Zeffy, there's no dog.
Where did your dog? What happened to your dog?
I never had one. It was like the sandwiches.
You just keep making things up like this? You can't just make things up.
Especially not dogs and sandwiches.
Yeah,
I mean, it worked okay.
Call it. I'm trying to manifest it. Maybe one day I'll have dogs and sandwiches, but we should get out of here, guys.
Well, we bought ourselves time here, but where are we supposed to go? I mean, what's next?
Is there a back door?
I mean, yeah, there's got to be an entrance for the actors to get in, so...
Well, but where after that? This area is obviously not safe.
I have a place. I have a place. I mean, I do. I don't know if we can get there or not. But I have a lair.
A lair?
It's kind of called my lair. It's that's where I got my computer, my rig. You know,
like a bad cave.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
Are there bats there?
No, there's no bats.
Is it in a cave?
No. You guys are missing the point. I've never taken anybody there. I don't really want to take you there, but it's completely...
Don't date a lot?
What?
Nothing.
I
It's
keep
closed.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and he just keeps disappointing me.
It's
As he says this, Spencer, Jax is covered in butter from from pretzels. There's hot dog grease like all the way down his shirt. He's just filthy. Like he keeps disappointing me, and he looks like a crime scene.
I
Tempest
would like
kind
to
of reaches over with her
take a
hoodie
picture of that.
and starts wiping his face off a little bit.
I'm
Could I-
fantastic with that.
I'm trying to my best to get it off.
Could I take one of the remaining hot dogs away from him and just turn to Zeffy and go, I'm sorry I had to take your lollipop.
Thank you. I forgive you.
Thanks.
There was a lot happening.
I feel like I'm on a different planet with you all. What? I don't...
Hey, what the fuck?
Right? I'm trying to keep them safe. They're not making it easy. I don't know what... this isn't my thing.
What are you guys doing in our place?
Wait, who are you? I thought you were...
Who are you? What are you doing in here? And you guys hear guns clicking.
This is
part
not
of
a
the
part
act?
of the improv. No. I've never seen that happen before.
Hi,
There
my
was a lot
name's
of
Jax.
traffic
I kill
accidents
people.
outside. We just ran in so we didn't get hit by cars. Did you see that like total clusterfuck outside? Like I don't know what happened with the traffic lights, but like 40 blocks all crashed at once, guy. Like we didn't know if they were coming through the walls or not. We saw this place looked kind of out of the way and we jumped in. Sorry, we'll leave though. I clearly we have misstepped and we apologize.
Jax, did you just say my name is Jax and I kill people?
I don't understand why we have to leave. I really like it. It's quiet here.
Are these humans?
You haven't seen anything. You've only heard, because to you guys, you're in black dark. That was the point. And a reddish light comes on, not dissimilar from what's behind May, that sort of illuminates at the end of the hallway. You see two figures. They are wearing robes, and they are wearing those drama masks of the smile and the frown. And one's got a shotgun, and one is holding 245s. They're not pointing them at you, but they've just got them. They're like, oh, so you guys are lost. Is that it?
Yeah.
And you just happened to go through that door.
Yeah. Would you like a hot dog? We brought some with us.
No,
Jax.
just one.
We can just go.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't want any trouble. Sorry, we didn't mean to cause any trouble. Just let us. We'll go back. Actually, is there a different door? I don't want to go out that door. It's
Traffic accidents. Yeah, can we use the back alley and just leave?
We'll do it, but you'll owe us a favor.
Oh, damn it! Why do we just keep racking these up? Fine. I get. What do you need? What do you need? I can
Oh,
get
we'll
it.
call you. No, it's fine. Yeah, okay. Follow
We
me.
just saved the world, though.
No, Jax, just...
I
He
did.
turns and looks at you and he's like, oh yeah, how?
Hot dog eating competition. He won.
Yeah, he's real good. Jax, show him.
Like that guy in the video.
Yeah, right. Like that. It's not even possible. Like, yeah. Using the head just sort of tilts and is like, all right, come with me. And you see the one with the shotgun doesn't move. He just sort of steps to the side. And the one with the guns starts walking into the darkness. Keep up, you'll get lost in here.
Can I whisper to Tempest as we're walking? I
Mhm.
can't believe that worked.
Me neither.
And sure enough, like Zuffy said, it is a theater. Once you get in here, you can make out a stage and you sort of get taken in the back and there's costumes. It's what she said it was. And you guys sort of get led down into a basement and they start to go down stairs that descend a little too far. Because this was on the first floor. But you go down what you feel like is 3, maybe 4 flights of stairs. And as you go down, the rock starts to change. The kind of construction starts changing. It's like you're going down through the striations of the earth as you can like catalog dates down to the bottom. And they get to a very rusty door that they like, yeah, and push open. And he says, walk 250 feet that way, make a right. Walk 100 feet, climb up.
251 up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have signal then.
You do not. This is the one that has the sad drama mask. And is like, should move along.
Yes. Yes. I think we should follow the advice. I think we should go, and I think we should move faster, and I think we should go.
Off in the distance, you all hear fire alarms. And he just goes, fuck, run, go, fuck, and slams the gate shut and heads back inside.
Do we have any indication as to where on the street, like where this is in relation to the street we were just on?
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you basically just kind of went straight down.
Cool.
The hallway does go off in both directions, but he did say 250 feet that way, make a right, 100 feet, climb up. If you had to wager a guess as you look down here, you're in a very, very, very old, maybe railway section, perhaps sewers, probably industrial area from the 1800s.
No idea, guys. What you know how we did the above ground last time? Maybe we just stay down here this time and we head to your place using the subway. There's got to be an entrance down here somewhere, right?
Nope, don't know where I'm at. Got no signal. We go 250, 100 up. 250, 100 up. That's all we got. That's the only thing. That's the only way. That's all we know. I don't know. I can't access the knowledge.
I am going to kill anybody who tells me I owe them a favor again today or tells me to run. I am really done with all of that right now.
You know what? I support that.
All of you start smelling smoke coming from inside through the grate that you guys just went through. And you hear yelling.
I take my Krynos form and take off in the direction we were told to travel in.
Okay. Technically, either if your goal is travel, it'd be the wolf or the hispo would both be faster. But if you just want to look like a G, yeah, yep, okay, right. Krina, what do you look like in your Krynos form?
This sounds so silly. Do you guys remember the buffed out like 90s version Star Wars toys where everybody's torso was like a perfect triangle? It's like that, but like the middle Animorph phase with just beautiful silver fur and bright amber eyes.
You all see she and then heads off.
The second I notice her change, I am in my wolf form, bounding off after her.
Give me your wits and awareness and add 2 dice to it, Zuffy. And are the rest of you, is anyone else changing or following or not following along?
I'm going to turn the flashlight on my phone so I can see, and I will follow.
Okay. All right. You're walking. 4.
I'm going to hold up for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear anything like come like behind us or anything that might be of note?
You can give me your wits and awareness too. Zuffy, you smell dead things down here. It smells like vampires. You know it's broad daylight, so they're asleep but they come through here a lot.
Okay. All right.
So that is 4 with a messy crit.
To figure out what exactly?
I wanted to stand back and listen because from Jax's perspective, he's been very nice to everybody today, and they just keep telling him he owes them stuff and to run away. And so he's just like, if anybody else comes through this door, they're getting some claws.
You with 4 with a messy crit, you are aware that the structure upstairs is on fire.
Okay.
And you can hear I will say 4 with a crit, you sort of lean over and put your face against this dirty grate. So there's like this filthy check pattern kind of on, and you go to turn the knob, but it is locked. And as you press in, you hear something like, you hear the words, get them to safety, panic room. But it's a lot of just chaos and
Okay. Seeing as everybody's ahead of me, I'm gonna turn into my wolf and down the path.
As you guys go running down this way, and you follow the instructions and you come out in like a access manhole in the middle of a small park, just kind of out of the way. You feel like it kind of takes you a second to get your bearings, but you especially know your way around here, Spencer. You've moved about 2-ish, 3-ish blocks away. As you kind of like peek around the corner, it looks like traffic's flowing normally, like whatever chaos was taking place down there hasn't spread this far. And you all, as you look across the park, there's a couple of homeless dudes chilling under some trees. You see like there's a couple of women pushing strollers, a couple of men with Bjorns kind of watching kids on playground equipment as you guys scramble up. It's a long climb, longer than you would have expected. But you do pop out.
I'll be human again by the time I emerge into another park.
Okay. Lesson learned. Yep.
And I will
when you come up, it is not like it's not like a manhole. It's like one of those like very, very small, almost like groundskeeper sheds. But it's basically like there's enough room to stand up and open the door and come out. It just kind of obscures the fact that this hole is here, basically.
I'll wait for everyone before I open the door and actually leave the little hut if there's space.
You kind of have to do it 2 by 2, but it's fine when you come out. Everything seems to be in order. You come out. It's a beautiful day. It's an insane day, but a beautiful day.
We should get away from here because it's full of the blood drinkers.
What? Why? How? How do we have this? How is our luck so bad? What is going?
Spencer, where are we going?
Do I have signal again?
You do.
Keeper, is that an acceptable place to start heading then? I do have I can't remember what it's called, a haven basically.
Yeah. You could go to your place.
Cool.
Yeah. You could you could walk, you could take a cab, you could try and take the train again. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna order a car.
Okay.
I'm tired of this.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna order a much nicer car than is necessary, just for shits and giggles. Something with tinted windows and enough space for everyone, but I'm going to sit up front away from all of them when it arrives. I'm tapped. I'm checked out. My interaction meter is over.
You all do see basically essentially a stretched town car, one step shy of a limo, pulls up, and Spencer does sort of like walk up and get in the front seat with a bit of a huff, like and slams the door, and it just sits there idling.
I immediately jump into the car and roll down the window and stick my head out because I am ready for a ride.
I will follow suit.
I'll get in, but I'll go, Zuffy, Zephy, when they're looking for us, maybe not lean the head out the window. We'll do it later. We'll do it later in a closed parking lot. Not while they're looking for us, though.
I'll get in and sit next to Jax, but I'm gonna kind of like grab his face and just check it for like scrapes and stuff and say, "Are you okay now? Because you kind of lost your shit back there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was absolutely fine.
You were real hungry."
Yeah, I do remember that, but not much else.
Well, you terrified a poor pretzel cart owner. I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch to kebabs or ice cream or something now.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just don't need you to mom me all the time,
All right, I'll leave you alone.
embarrassing me in front of the other guys.
I don't think I'm gonna look around the rest of the car at Zuffy and Spencer and Tempest and say, I'm pretty sure that this group is embarrassment proof. I don't think you have much to prove here, but I'll leave you alone.
I'm gonna roll up the divider.
Important point of clarification, Spencer. Do you call just a limo, or do you call a service that specializes in unusual things?
It's a service that I use pretty regularly, but it's to get from point A to point B and not ask questions. But beyond that, they're not supernatural or anything. Just a keep. You get a lot of money and you keep your mouth shut.
The driver does just that. In fact, it's only after a few moments he does just sort of look at you, and then he just sort of tilts his head like, do I go type thing. He's like,
I'll plug in the location.
You notice with supreme luck as you drive along, every single light is green. In a few moments, you do arrive at your haven. Spencer, what does your place look like from the outside?
It's the lower building on like a. I am not a native New Yorker either, so correct. Like, forgive my inaccuracies here, but like a brownstone setting area that looks pretty low key, as suburbia as you can get in this part of town. People walking their dogs and stuff, but it's one of the basement apartments that is kind of underneath, so you got to go down, and on the outside there's like a gate that you have to use a key, and I pull out a fob and it's electronic, and it just kind of cues as it opens and goes down, and it just looks like a regular apartment, except if you paid close attention, there's a much heftier solid steel door in the frame. And there are security cameras pointed in all the avenues approaching said door. And it's got a physical key as well as an electronic pad that I have to type into.
As you all file out of the car and you see this, does anyone say or do anything before you all head in?
I'm confused. Do you live with your mom? This doesn't scream you.
Just don't worry about it. It's incognito. Have you heard them like keeping low, like a low profile? You wouldn't know, you with your blades on your swords, and you all have ruined my day.
Well, that's
I
not
can't
very
say
nice.
It hasn't been a winter.
Exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah, it's been a really good day.
Just don't touch anything when you get in here.
As you all say, when Zuffy says it's been a really good day, you all see out of one of the flower beds nearby a huge cockroach, one of the ones so big that it would colloquially be referred to as a water bug. When you have to lie to yourself and tell yourself that it's not a cockroach anymore. Just kind of crawls midway up on the wall and opens its wings out like it's going to take off and fly, but doesn't. Just pulls them back in and sits on the wall.
Tempest does this to it.
When you do that, its antennas do wave back at you. And then like the wings open just a little and close again.
Yes. Okay. Let's get inside. Come on, cockroach. Let's let us get off the street, and then we can talk. We can talk. I feel real exposed here.
You see, once you kind of open the door and usher them in, as you look back towards the street, as I know you would, Spencer, you see the bug like flies and it just like hovers for a second, and then it just turns and like flies away.
I thought you maybe some advice or something would have been. All right. Well, okay.
What does it look like once you come inside?
So right inside there's a it's a 1-bedroom thing down here with like a kitchenette, and off to the left of the door there's a futon that is obviously slept in, as well as not entertained. There's no entertainment done down here, and beyond that the entire rest of the apartment is there's some city maps on the walls, pictures of well-known people, and just monitors, banks of monitors, and a huge multi-stack computer system with water cooling and cool lights, and it's the rig is like something you would expect to see in a very large company, like server rack style, with clocks on the wall from several different time zones, and a very large, very comfortable, very well used chair that sort of leans back with mouse controls and keyboard controls built into the chair.
And that's the scene you all see as you make your way in.
So don't touch anything. You all can sit. If there's food in the fridge, you can have some. I think there's some leftover Chinese in there or something. But please don't touch any of my stuff. It's my stuff. So please don't. There's a bathroom. I wasn't expecting company, so it's not clean.
I'm gonna lean into Zufi. I was expecting a little more bats or cave here.
I don't see any bats.
Oh, this is really kind of disappointing.
Agreed.
Believe it or not, this is exactly what I expected. But guys, okay, so now that we're not out in the streets and running for our lives, I saw someone back there. Right when you got very hungry, Jax, and you went to run towards the hot dog stand, there was someone a couple blocks ahead of us who did not look very friendly. He kind of looked like a really high-level cop or like agent or like something. I've heard of people, I think, that like come after us, and then that was not good. And then that's why I ran, and that's why I jumped in front of that car, was to try and distract him from seeing you. But when I went to run back, the bartender, the one who gave us the drinks, he said, "Don't let them catch you and run," which I think he might be something, not one of us, but I mean, why would they be after us and he would know about it? But I asked him if I should go back through the bathroom, and again, he looked very confused. So, maybe there's more than just like where I don't think he smelled like a vampires would be asleep. Anyway, there's a lot of weird stuff going on, but I don't know what that agent is, and there's other people told us to run, so I ran.
Well, yeah, generally not good to be caught by anybody with glasses, but that's also the person that he killed my technology. They were in the truck. Remember, it's all linked. It's all linked.
Like the agents from the Matrix? Does that mean I'm the one?
Exactly. Yes. Okay, let's think. All right. there. I need to put it in terms that you simpletons will understand. Okay, yes. So Jax, it's like, you know, in the Matrix when the agents were chasing Neo. So we're Neo, all of us together. We're the ones that they chose, right? And the agents, right? They're not. They don't play by the same rules. They don't play by the rules. You know how he could like jump from body to body. That's kind of like, I told you the thing when we were in, and it was the sucking up all the stuff, and it wasn't supposed to be there, and he killed my feed. That they're not supposed to do that. Yes, they're agents. We're in the Matrix. We're Neo.
I'm gonna look at the group now with a new appreciation, realizing that we're Neo.
You do have you captured a screenshot, Spencer, of the agent earlier. Do you show it to them when it turns and it shut off the feed? You have that.
Yes, Tempest. This is the guy. This is the one you saw.
Yeah, that's exactly what you saw. Although, again, it is very generic. Again, black suit, mirrored glasses, black hat. I mean, it could be 100 guys, but I mean, it looks like that guy. Yeah. The only difference is
we're being chased by the men in black.
The only difference is the one Spencer has a picture of got out of this RV unit. The one you saw got out of a black sedan.
The car's different, but other than that, it's identical. He's identical.
What does this have to do with the bomber? Isn't that what we're supposed to be figuring out, where that thing came from?
Well, yes, but in order to do that, we have to stay away from this because this is not normal. This is like.
For all we know, you're what brought it here.
No, it was already here, and so okay, like we're here and we're looking for her, right? And when I looked for her on the, you know what, I need to when I looked for her on the net, she wasn't there. They're not there. They don't exist. And why don't you understand? If I can't find them, that's strange. I can find everyone.
So then are we in the Matrix or are we in Men in Black? Or are they like the same cinematic universe?
Yes.
Okay. It's all coming together.
Then who's the bomb thing?
Both Spencer and Tempest, give me a roll of your resolve plus your wits.
Can I say something before I do that?
Absolutely, because I'm only asking you. I'm just seeing if you recall something that the two of you heard that the others didn't. But yes, absolutely. Like, you're not under attack. This is just to remember something. But yes.
Tempest will look up and say, the one with the bomb, like she said, she didn't seem all there. I feel like she was probably sent by something. She was talking crazy, talking nonsense. There was a lot of that green worm energy around it, and usually that's like companies of some sort. Maybe these guys work for whatever company sent that bomb out. Maybe they're the ones who were in charge of that, and when it didn't go off, maybe they're looking for why.
Right. So, Spencer, for the record, if that's the case, you absolutely did bring them after us. Just for the record.
What did you all get on your wits and resolve? 7.
I got 4.
As you all are sort of tumbling this around in your mind, at one point, the woman, when she got off the subway, told you that she only had, I think she said 4 minutes left. She had to get where she was going by then, or the bomb was going to go off, which lets you know it was a time bomb. Knowing how long she had until it exploded, knowing what subway she was on, you may be able to figure out where she was headed.
We can math this.
Yeah.
Pull up a subway map if you can.
yeah, I'm gonna slide over into my command chair. I'm gonna start tapping on the keys and minimize a bunch of windows really quick. Just
Yeah.
no
They
reason.
don't need to see that Peruvian stuff, you know.
Mhm.
That'll give you an eye infection. I will say, give all of the rest of you, give me a wits and awareness. Everybody but Spencer.
After playing Eli, it's kind of depressing how few dice I get to roll.
I know. Oh,
True.
God.
But you're a strong boy now. You're a strong boy. Eli thought he was a strong boy. Jax is a strong boy.
2.
2,
7 with a crit.
7 with a crit. Okay.
5 with a crit.
5.
0. Fucking
0.
nothing.
No, you're very much like looking around. You're like, where are the Doritos and Mountain Dew, you fucking plebe? You know, like you're very much like looking on with disgust here. You
I'm trying not
Jax,
to touch anything.
Good.
Jax are sort of fascinated by like how fast all the images are going by. You're like, this is, you know, a lot's happening. This is what it must really feel like to be the one. It's just to you, it's just scrolling green. Zuffy and Tempest, you all notice as he's closing windows, you get just the quickest glimpse of pictures of you guys, just random. You by streetlight, you just sort of like standing like outside of a coffee shop, happily like reaching up for somebody handing you a lollipop, but it's just quick. But he's like click, 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 click.
I would do research on me too. I understand.
Do you say that out loud?
Yep.
Keep your eyes to yourself.
I don't understand any of this.
Give me your intelligence and technology, Spencer, to pull up the subway map. And you all can give me wits and investigation to say once you've got the time and once you've got the map. I know, Eli. Or sorry, Jax. I know. You know what, Jax? You can sit this one out if you want. If you're just like, I don't.
I was gonna
This is-
actually have a gameplay question.
Yes.
If I was only rolling 2 dice and I have 2 blood die for that,
Oh yeah.
nothing good can happen for me, right?
Oh, you can have a messy
Well,
crit. It's possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
sure.
possible. Yeah. But the odds are increasingly not in your favor as your rage increases, though.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Can I?
Keeper, I'm sorry. Can
Yeah,
I
yes.
roll science computers instead of technology?
Yes, because that is your jam. Yes, Selena.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe intelligence to math out how far they could actually go instead of wits. So intelligence, and
Absolutely. If that's a better pool for you, 100%.
it's a much better pool for me.
Because you do brain good.
I do brain good. I brain real good. Well, not when I roll like that. I don't.
I got 3, but I'm going to burn a willpower because
Okay.
it's close to the end of the hour
Much
anyway.
7. All right. Zuffy. Well, 1, does Zuffy even try? Because I'm like it.
I mean, I rolled it because you asked. However, this is not something I think that Zuffy would be invested in trying.
Yeah,
At all.
they're like calculating like
Yeah.
the travel route of a subway, like before the detonation of a bomb takes.
Zuffy avoids
Yeah.
the subway at all costs, and this is just
Right.
there's a lot of smells in this apartment to investigate instead.
Yeah, there's a lot of smells in this apartment to investigate. Before at 5 there, okay. Before I give you this, do any of the rest of you have any particular knowledge of technology? I feel like Zuffy and Jax, maybe not. You know, I don't want to assume, but Selena, Tempest, are either of you, tech girls at all?
Not really. I'm sure I have like a working knowledge of computers, but like I know
Same.
how to run MS Word and
Right.
send an email.
Right.
Same.
Right. Right. All right. Well, you're aware he's just got a nice setup. You know, like that's all.
The
It's a
computer glows. That's super
Right.
fucking cool.
That is true. Yeah. That's that water coolant that the kids are on about. You know. That was how many for you there with your lead hexing skills there, Spencer?
7.
He pulls up not just a map of the sewers, not sewers, subways. Yeah, because those are completely different things. He actually accesses the transit authority map of showing like where the trains really are, like in real time, like what's going on the subway. So you can see like what it actually is, not just what it's supposed to be. How many was that for you, Selena?
5.
5. And how many was that for you, Tempest? 3. Yeah, even after the willpower, still 3, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is not you're a child of the stars, Tempest. Like you like lean in, like brow furrowed. You're kind of like, I think that's my stop, because you know it's like those weird like red and yellow and green strobes and stuff that you're like, no wait, it's moving, hang on, fuck. But as you guys are looking at this, comparing notes between especially Selena's math skills here, as you sort of like find a quick like bit of scratch paper, and you see she actually like writes out the math of like where it must be, and kind of overlay that with the train. The solution is finally hit upon when Tempest, you're like, let's just look at the train, hit a stopwatch, see where it is, you know, when the time elapses. And as you all watch this, and you all kind of at the same time, you all sort of look up like, I have it. You all arrive at the exact same conclusion. This bomb was set to detonate right underneath the Natural History Museum on the Upper West Side at 81st Street.
Would we know if that, like, what the significance of that would be to, like, either our kind or, like, possibly no motive? Tempest will be like, that's weird, guys. Why would someone want to blow up a natural history museum?
I have a quick theory. I'm going to pull the receipt out of my pocket that Hessa gave to Tessa.
Mm-hmm.
Names.
Hespa, but yes.
And using the last 4 digits of her credit card number and the name that we were given, like to see if I can pull up any additional information and see if that cross references with the Natural History Museum at all.
You can roll it as well. You can get the same computer pool. But yes, this is the information you possess now. A worm-tainted human carrying a worm-tainted dirty bomb was set to destroy the Natural History Museum.
We could go to the Natural History Museum and see if we see anything there. There's really good people watching there.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
11.
That credit card has been used literally all over the place, in an impossibly fast way. It's been used all over New York, all over New Jersey, down all the way down the East Coast, down to Florida. But you notice the charges, even though they're all in a straight line, so it's not like she's flown, but she moves incredibly quickly, like even faster than she should be driving. Like hundreds of miles are covered in an hour, and then it's just like used at a gas station, and then hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles, and then at a movie theater, and yeah.
And no information about the person behind the car.
Doesn't seem to well, with 11 crit or no crit.
There was a crit, yeah.
I would say no anomalous pattern jumps out immediately, but with that many successes, that is a lot, especially with a crit. Is there anything that you would like to ask specifically?
Is Hessa a known entity out there that would, in her being in New York, is there a significance to that? And is she a major player with any folks out there?
This is more difficult because the Silent Striders don't leave tracks. That's kind of their thing, and they don't really have Facebook groups. But with that many successes, you definitely kind of catch like traffic cams of her and stuff of places that you know are Garu cairns in other places. You also know that is one of the things the Silent Striders do is carry messages. By definition, they can't be hacked. So the fact that a famous far-traveled Silent Strider was near Central Park when all of this insanity happened is probably not a coincidence. But there is nothing else that just jumps out at you. I will also say, with that much information, you're able to extract a cell phone number for her out of the data web. you could get a hold of her if you wanted to.
Okay. I'll pass on the information except for the fact that I got her cell phone. I'll hold on to that.
Got them digits.
Well, and I'm gonna reach into a desk drawer at this point and pull out a bag and just reach in there and take something out and pop it in my mouth, and then put that bag in my pocket, and then I'm gonna look at everybody and kind of, well, look, I got us this far. I guess now it's we go. Is that
We go to the museum. Yeah.
Field trip.
I like dinosaurs.
Plus, there's a Shake Shack there where people drop fries all the time.
That sounds great.
All right, I'm gonna order up a car, and then I'm gonna do some maintenance, and I'm gonna do as much as I can to wipe where we are and where we've been, real quick as we start to head out.
As you are working through on covering your tracks, you realize the story of the bombing has changed in real time. It is no longer that there was a bomb near Central Park. There was just a gas leak in the subway. And it was a happy coincidence, a delightful overreaction, but it is better to be safe than sorry, heralding the bravery of the men and women of New York's emergency response and proof that the system worked and everyone was safe and no one was harmed. Please go about your lives. There is nothing to see here.
They're changing the narrative, just like I knew they would. They control everything. You know that, right? Like, they just made it, it's not even worth it.
Selena and Tempest, both of you give me either intelligence or wits plus either awareness or investigation, whichever one of those things is going to give you the biggest pool.
Six with a crit.
6 with a crit, okay.
5 with crit.
5 with a crit. As the two of you are sort of standing there looking at one of these screens as he is working away closing things, a thought pops into both of your minds kind of at exactly the same time. The worm is heavily invested in business. Many of its corporate entities employ lobbyists and they might own politicians, but for the most part, the worm stays out of the government. Emergency response isn't really its thing. Causing the emergencies is the worm's thing. And as you guys are sort of like thinking this, and you kind of look at each other with that kind of like moment of awareness at the exact same moment, up on the ledge of one of those ground floor windows, out of the corner of your eye, Zuffy, you catch a gigantic cockroach sitting next to an oversized rat. And they just turn and look at each other and look back at you. And that's a good place for us to stop. So thank you all. We jumped right into it at the beginning. So I'm going to run it back in the other direction. This time here to tell everybody who you are and where they can find you. Again, this is the order you guys are on my screen. I'm going to start down at the bottom with Melee Damage.
Hi there, I am Melee Damage. You can catch me on all the socials at whatever they are /Melee Damage. Keep checking back because we got more streams coming in. I'm on a bunch of shows with B Dave on that go on here on QueueTimes and a couple of other places. And I have a Patreon where we do lots of cool things and I run games as well and do a little bit of DMing. So if you ever are interested in having a game DM'd by me, we can work that out. Yes, and thank you, B Dave. That was a wonderful game.
Again, thank you all. Like I said, not going to get into anybody's personal stuff, but all sorts of personal challenges were endured to be here. Sickness, time constraints, travel accommodations, and all sort of other things. So thank all of you for taking the time to play. And of course, thank all of you for taking the time to watch. Mason?
Yeah, hey everybody, my name is Mason Dula. You can find me here on the Twitches, WizardRex TV, and you can find me on most of the socials as WizardRex TV as well. I had a great time tonight, you guys, thanks. And like I said, if you like D&D or you like Call of Cthulhu or anything, come give us a look over on our channel, because we play that stuff all the time.
Justice?
Hi, Justice. I'm Stash Mandu on the socials, and you can also find me on Bard and Barbarian, where we do fun stuff several times a week.
Bard Barbarian.
Hit us up on the Discord and come find us.
We need to thank the real heroes, because not all heroes wear capes. Emily's hairdresser that pulled off this astonishing, colorful creation here. But yes, Emily.
Hi, folks. I'm Emily. You can find me on all social media stuffs at Emily the Spoon, like what you eat ice cream with, which is the best food. And I'm so excited to see where this game goes. And I promise I'm not obsessed with being a dog in real life.
Sure.
I
Hey, but if you gotta be a dog, be a wolf, right?
have slept with wolves before, like laid on the ground. Listen, I want to go back.
Hey, look, we all went to college, all right?
I did character research. I'd take it away, whoever is next.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, the other half of Bard and Barbarian, Diana.
Hey, yo, I'm Diana. You can find me basically anywhere where you can find Justice. And also sometimes I show up on Mason's channel. I strong-armed him into being my friend somehow. And sometimes I get to play fun things with B Dave, like at the end of August, which I just remembered we have that the game for Jasper's Game Day. But also thank you, B Dave, for running the game. Thank Jake, who you can't see, but he's here in spirit and in chat for being QueueTimes and for allowing us to do this. And thank all you guys for playing this game with me, and for all you people for watching. It's a lot of fun.
What do you mean, you people?
The collective you all. Don't
royal.
Be a bitter ass.
What do you mean, you people? Jake, I realize they can't hear you, but I think we'll just have to start referring to you as Grandfather Thunder, the Shadow Lord totem that you just.
I do not want to refer to anyone as Grandpappy Thunder. That's just too weird. I don't like it.
First of all, the only cooler name that exists in Shadow Lords, because objectively they have the best name, the Shadow Lords, is Grandfather Thunder. That is just incredible, because there's so many ways to interpret it, all equally valid.
It's more uncomfortable than Emily sleeping with wolves.
I mean,
it was an eye-opening, life-enriching experience. Okay,
you are not helping your case here.
Or you're making it better. That being said, yes, B. Dave Walters. You can find me on all the socials at B. Dave Walters. If you're watching this live, it so happens I'm doing a little promotion from my Patreon. We're doing $15 one shot. So if you'd like to play some werewolf or vampire or D&D, we have our campaigns in LA, which are in parallel to LA by Night. We also started brand new ones in New York. So a lot of these people and places that I'm mentioning are showing up in some other circumstances. The fact that there was a crazy dirty bomb scare at Central Park has had, shall we say, echoing impact. So yes, patreon.com/BDaveWalters. All the socials at BDaveWalters. I'm somewhere 7 days a week. Even I can't keep track of it. So check there and find out where we're off doing dopeness. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye.